It is Mt.Gox. So, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, guys. One of the trades is up $1,000 right now. We are right now in a Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern. Solana bounced off here the prior low. It looks like that we have not much more downside left in the tank. The crypto market is seeing one of its worst days since the FTX crash. And I know a lot of you got wiped out in the process. Our portfolios are down double digits, and everybody is wondering, is this the end of the bull market, and will we actually continue at some point to go back into higher prices? Let's go. I want to start off with the DXY chart, and just a side note, I have electricity even if the energy is gone in the city. As you can see behind me, I figured it out. So I'm happy about that. Now I can make proper videos again. Don't need to worry about this. So the DXY chart keeps dropping to the downside, which is for us a really, really good sign, but Bitcoin is going lower and lower. And why is this actually happening? You know, not usually when the DXY goes down, we should be super happy, celebrating, popping champagne and flying private jets. At least we should. We are back. We were back at all-time high levels in terms of Bitcoin, but we are not getting here that kind of move from Bitcoin right now. DXY crashing to the downside, getting closer to the target of that rising wedge pattern. So the target is down here at 104 points, but Bitcoin is not reacting at all and just keeps falling and falling and falling. I want to show you something that happened this morning that is the reason why we keep going lower. And the reason for this is something that I shown yesterday. It is Mt.Gox. Mt.Gox has sent 41,000 Bitcoins to, it was 2,700. 47,000. Yeah, 47,000 Bitcoin to a different wallet yesterday. This morning, another 2.7 thousand Bitcoins to Bitbank, an exchange. The other transfer last night was just to a different wallet. But you see here, that is the feeder wallet that Mt.Gox is using to start repaying their clients. So Bitbank is an entity that had coins, I think, borrowed out to Mt.Gox for their basically client funds, and now they're getting it back and have to repay the clients. So what you need to do here is you need to follow the money to understand if you need to be worried right now or not, or actually how stupid the market is, how stupid we are actually not. Because when you follow the money and you go to the address of Bitbank, and you see here the transactions that came in. See here, Bitbank deposit wallet went to Bitbank hot wallet. From Bitbank hot wallet, it went to Bitbank deposit wallet. Now you want to follow this here. The other way around. I'm sorry for that. So from Mt.Gox to Bitbank deposit to Bitbank hot wallet. Now you want to see the hot wallet to understand, did they start distributing Bitcoin? Now, 3 hours ago, there was a transaction from the hot wallet to cold storage, and that is the majority of coins that they have received. And now look at 5 hours ago, again, from the hot wallet, what did they transfer to another hot wallet? Only 9.38 Bitcoin, $515,000. Now, I believe that the $915,000 is the amount that they need to distribute, and that the 1.6 thousand Bitcoin were part of Bitbank's liquidity. That's why they put it back into cold storage. There could be another reason. It could be the people that claimed that they have a claim with Mt.Gox, and to an extent then also to Bitbank, went and Bitbank said, hey, there is a new time window. We got now the funds back. In the next 3 months, everybody that has a claim can claim. The funds are in a cold storage wallet, but we have right now officially only 10 Bitcoins that people claimed. So which is insane if they have almost 1,570 Bitcoins, that only 10 got claimed so far. But this is what I believe here. This 10 Bitcoin is the actual claim. that they need to distribute, because why would they send otherwise the rest to cold storage and that 10 Bitcoin to a hot wallet? It doesn't make sense. So if people go to Bitbank and they want to withdraw, that money is usually on a hot wallet, unless it's huge amounts that they want to withdraw. That's why I believe that here what's on the cold wallet belongs actually to Bitbank and not to clients of them that were exposed to Mt.Gox. So this is stuff that I do to figure out if we should be scared or not. And when you see something like this, so you see the entity that received the funds moving the funds to a cold storage wallet, that tells you they are not willing to sell right away, because otherwise they would distribute the funds differently. But the market got spooked by that, by just the pure source of, just by the pure fact that a transfer happened from Mt.Gox to Bitbank. They got spooked without actually looking behind the curtain what's happening here. And like I said, you don't put so much Bitcoins in a cold storage wallet if you are getting ready to distribute them. So you put them in a hot wallet where people can go straight away and withdraw these funds. So, and this is not happening here. When we're moving on to the trades that I had set up, you see here, one of the trades is up $1,000 right now. Remember guys, I opened $1 million position, long position on Bitcoin. The only problem is here on weeks, I was not so familiar with the platform, so I opened it in the wrong way. As you can see here, isolated, separated. So what it means is there's separated and merged. And I thought isolated merged is a hybrid with cross. And that's why I wanted to have them isolated separate, not knowing that every isolated separate position is a separate position. So I have here $750,000 worth of positions open, 850 actually, but I did not wanted them to be separate. I wanted them to be one and just average down my entry price, and now I have them all separate, which is fine. In the end, it doesn't matter. Once Bitcoin goes back up, it's absolutely fine, and you see I have still here like 140,000 left. If I need to put in more, I will do that, but my actual goal is let's get it back up to like $56,600. Then I close what I have. These two positions will be break even. The other two will be in profit. And then I try to do this again, and this time with merged, isolated and not separated. And guys, if you were able to take this trade with me, amazing. If you still want to take that trade with me, you can still do that. It's not too late, because potentially we are going still a little bit lower. So if you still want to take that trade here with me together, guys, go here under the video in the description or the pin comment below. There is a link where you can sign up 2 weeks. You also get still a 20% deposit bonus with my link, and you can see, at least one trade is start to make money here. Was my fault that I set it up wrong, because I wasn't familiarized with the platform and just wanted to set up the trades as fast as possible. Sometimes you get punished, in that way, but it's okay. As overall, I'm not doing that bad on overall these positions here. So now let's move on. On the Bitcoin weekly chart, something also really interestingly happening while we are actually having a black swan event. We cannot deny the fact that this is a black swan event. We have global liquidity going up and diverging from the Bitcoin price going to the downside, while miners are still capitulating. Now, if I move to a daily chart, you see what I mean with the global liquidity. Look, the global liquidity is gradually going up while Bitcoin is going down. That should be normally the other way around. So you see here, liquidity slowly going up, Bitcoin price also slowly overall going up. So you want usually to see when global liquidity goes up, that Bitcoin goes up, but here we are diverging. And I can tell you this is not lasting. The other reason why I believe that we are really close to a massive bounce is that miners have capitulated already. Here on CryptoQuant, you can see it. And the last time that we were at these levels, actually we are lower than that, was here back in December 2020. The last time that we were so low in terms of hash power for miners. So, and what does that mean? If the hash rate goes down, miners are shutting down their miners because they're not profitable anymore. And then we get miners capitulation. And this is occurring right now over the last couple of days. You see that here since the end of June. So this is almost like 2 weeks. Since 2 weeks, they're capitulating. And it looks like that we are starting to reverse back to the upside slowly. So, and that also is another contributing factor that is showing us that even though some of you guys got potentially wiped out, I'm not gonna lie, 2 positions also got liquidated last night from myself. 2 I closed manually and took a loss. Other positions are still open and yeah, making some profit. But I had to take a hit, guys. I really had to take a hit here. Full transparency. So, and I know how it feels to be in that boat because many of you are with me in that boat right now. So, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, guys. I'm telling you, we are close, really close to a bottom. The only problem is we don't know how low we need to go to hit the bottom. It could be that it's 52, it could be that it's 48, but around these numbers, maximum pain, I would say, would be another 10% drop before we reverse back to the upside. On the 4-hourly liquidation levels, what we see here is potential signs of a bottom, really early signs, and we need to be careful with this, yes. We see here this demand zone where the candle wicked back to the upside. Now we have a doji candle pushing here back to the upside. If the next candle is going also to the upside, then chances are high that we are going back to like $60,000 to retest the EMA ribbon and the 50 moving average. And the other reason for that is below us are only long-term super low leveraged positions, of course, all the way down to like $45,000. But if we are not over the next 12 hours breaking this low here at $53,000, I believe that this is potentially the bottom and that we are not going much lower than that. So watch out for that, because here liquidity wise and in terms of open interest, there is not much to gain anymore for a market maker to drive prices down, but there's a lot to gain now to punish everybody thinking that we go lower and send it instead with a moonshot back to the upside. So that's why you need to start to position yourself. That's why I had, like I said, guys, limit orders in place for Bitcoin coming down to get in before we are reversing back to the upside. And again, if I have to, I keep dollar cost averaging down all the way down to $45,000 if I really have to. So I'm prepared for that. In terms of liquidation levels, you also see on the 4-hourly chart that up here are super over leveraged short positions at around $64,000. So that would be an imminent target if we start now over the next 12 hours to chop here sideways and go slightly up to like $56,000, $57,000 again, and potentially put in also the V-shaped recovery that we were talking about. On the liquidation heat map, also the hottest area is around $72,000, $73,000, and there's over $12 billion. Only in this $1,000 spread is over $12 billion worth of shorts stacked. And I am not even counting what's below that level and still above current prices, you know. So we are talking about $20-25 billion worth of short liquidations. That is a ticking time bomb until it gets taken out. Now below us, again, the $50,000 level could be still a target. I'm not gonna say it's not. It could be still a target because here's also some liquidity. Here's like, how much is still down here? Here's like also like $7 billion that could be taken out, but from here I definitely expect a reversal back to the upside. I'm pretty sure that we are not tapping into the underlying liquidity. Another reason for that is altcoins are not dumping so much anymore, even though Bitcoin keeps going lower. I saw that this morning, that altcoins have already capitulated and are not reacting that much anymore to downwards movement in the Bitcoin price. Now, let's go to the 24 hours and let's see how that looks, where support and resistance is here. Here you also see below us, there's basically not a lot, but a lot above us. So here alone, $40 million at $57,500, and another hot area close to $59,400, another 30 million. So also here, short term, a close target could be 55,700, and from there we should get a short squeeze to like 57,600 and trigger another cascade to like 59. So this can happen really, really quickly once we are starting to move here to the upside. But below us, as you can see, there's not much to take that has built up here over the last 24 hours. Now, on the weekly chart, the cup and handle pattern, don't forget, guys, we did more or less touch or got close to the bottom of the downward sloping trend line of the handle. That was expected, but now we need definitely to see a reversal back to the upside in next week's candle. Worst case, next week's candle needs to push back to the upside. If we keep breaking down here, then even though it's unlikely, this order block down here will become a target and potentially come also into fruition that we are touching $45,000 to $40,000. Again, I give it like a 20% probability from current settings in the chart from what I'm seeing. But if we lose the downward sloping trend line of the handle, then most likely we are going down there. So, and that blue line is at $52,200 right now. Again, there is a crucial level that I expect that we are bouncing off from. So, and also here another indication why I believe that we are close to the bottom. We are right now in a Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern. We have here Psy phase, then we have here BC, AR, then here support, the UT phase B, then the creek where we are trending down price-wise. Then we get the spring, then a test, LPS, jump across the creek, SOS, and break resistance line with the spring up here. Now, when you look at the daily chart, we kind of have that. So, and as you can see here, this is perfectly in alignment with the Wyckoff reaccumulation. Now, we are in the spring phase where we should come back up to the support line for a test, then move on into LPS, then get the jump across the creek, go back up into our resistance up here to the all-time high and continue to go higher. Of course, that, again, it will not happen tomorrow that we get here this whole move in one go. Over the next 2-3 months, this is going to play out here. But what I'm focused on right now is to get confirmation of the spring, because then we know when we come back up here to like $60,000, that this was most likely the spring of the Wyckoff reaccumulation pattern, and that we are more or less than in an up-only trend, of course, with some small pullbacks, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So I just want to put it out there, have an eye on that, and that is one of the other reasons why I actually opened trades from 56 all the way down to $53,000, because the probability of this playing out is actually quite high. Another target that still remains here for the next 24 hours is the golden ratio. We got close to it, did not touch it. This is still in the cards to be touched over the next 24 hours. If we don't going down here, then most likely we are not going to touch it and going to see a reversal back to the upside from here. So the stochastic RSI still has room to go down here for one more for 24 hours, but the RSI is oversold. The MACD printing red candles, price action shows slight bounce here right now. If we get more confirmation on that and the RSI starts to turn around by tomorrow, that could be early signs for that we have finally found the bottom. Here on the 4-hourly chart, things looking a little bit different in terms of indicators, because we are heavily oversold on the RSI. We are heavily oversold on stochastic and about to get a buy signal, and the MACD also looks like wants now slowly to turn around, kind of like this. So here, give it another 12 hours to get proper direction. But like I said, it looks like that we potentially are forming here on the lower time frames already the bottom. So how does it look if I go to 1 hourly? Yeah, so here we have more or less a small divergence. I'm not really happy overall with the divergence. Here is a small divergence. Okay, my internet is gone. Otherwise, it would draw. Ah, no, it's still drawing. Ah, my mistake. So here. So there is a small divergence that is about to play out. That should take us back to $56,400. And from there, we have to see here on the 1 hourly chart how things are playing out. In terms of my liquidation indicator, because I get a lot of questions from where I have this indicator. You cannot find it on TradingView. Guys, go here below my video, go to MDX Algo. That is the indicator suite that I'm using. There's a lot of other super valuable indicators in the suite that you can use. There's also Discord community. Go and check this out. And again, don't forget, if you want to trade altcoins, go to Bybit and get a $30,000 bonus. On Mt.Gox, you can just copy trade me without any KYC. And as you can see, most of my Bitcoin positions are on weeks. There you still get also $20,000 bonus and 20% on the initial deposit. Go and check these links in the pinned comment below. Ethereum is surprising me, guys. Really, it is surprising me because Bitcoin made a lower low, Ethereum didn't. Here is the lower low at $2,787. We did not go below that low. So of course, it can still happen here on the 12-hourly chart, technically. But for now, we did not do that. So that shows me that Ethereum is a little bit more bullish right now than Bitcoin. We came, of course, down back into the order block here in that demand zone that we bounced off from multiple times in the past. I could imagine that we see a reaccumulation similar to this one here now happening over here for the rest of the month. Where we come back to like $3,000, and only then by the end of the month we start going back up when Bitcoin decides to go back up and finally break above that downward sloping trend line that is now a multi-month resistance line that we need to break. So here in that green area or close to that green area are really nice spot accumulation zones to get exposure right now, because we're under $3,000. You have to understand this is a bargain. You don't know when you get the chance to buy Ethereum that cheap again. So, and you have to change your mindset. Usually when you see red, you're like, oh shit, I don't want to buy this. This looks scary. No, when it's red, you need to buy. That's when other people are too scared to buy and they are missing out and FOMOing in when everything starts to get green. So I love red because I get everything cheaper. And then I just sit on my hands for my spot positions and wait until everything is green and everybody tries to catch the train that they missed before, and I sell to them my bags that I bought when everything was red and they were scared. So this is the game that we are playing here, guys. So, and make sure that you're loading up on Ethereum if you have funds available, because who knows how long we're gonna stay under $3,000. So, and I don't like the odds of that bet, because I think we are not staying really long under $3,000. Then LDO. LDO came here really close to $1.38 and also bounced back into that green area that I talked about. I think now is a good moment to open positions on LDO. Low leverage, guys, 4-5x, not more for the time being, because I believe this was the bottom for LDO. I don't believe that we go lower. I believe really from here it's sideways chop upwards for LDO. Also indicators here on the 12-hourly, everything has bottomed out and is oversold. Hence why we're getting the strong bounce here. So this was a 15% bounce, 10% bounce, a 12%, yeah, almost 13% bounce back to the upside in like 4 hours. So also really good coin right now, strong coin, bouncing back to the upside. The same for Solana. Solana bounced off here the prior low of $121.73. The RSI is turning around. Stochastic can still go a little bit lower, but also here, as long as we are breaking not this low at 106, I would keep accumulating in these lower levels, also here within that green zone, because also here I believe that whole Mt.Gox thing is really something short-lived, and what people are waiting for right now is to see the distribution actually happening when people start getting their coins and how they're going to behave. And I gave you yesterday already my perspective on that. I believe they are not all of them are going to sell. They're now 9 years around the block. They know how the market cycle works. Why would you sell now if you can wait another year? You waited already 9 years. That 1 year makes no difference, and you cash out 3x the amount than what you get right now. So that's why it really looks like that we are across the market really close to the bottom here. Then near also back in the green zone, good level to buy. I actually opened a new near position on Marchex exactly at current price levels, because as long as we are holding here the green box, same story. We most likely continue to bounce back to the upside. Indicators are almost bottomed out here on the daily chart. By this daily close today, we definitely hit the bottom, and I expect then a reversal back to the upside. Then Injective came down into my entry zone that I was talking about. Remember, guys, I told you when we get down here, have limit orders laddered in that box, kind of like this, and you would have done, if you would have done that, you would have been now to 75% filled on your positions, more or less 50 to 75%. And once this is reversing, you are in really, really nice juicy profits, because also here it looks like that we have not much more downside left in the tank than 24 to 48 hours. So, and there we will not go that much lower. We maybe come all the way down to $16 and then reverse back to the upside. So that is another 10% down before we see that reversal. So is it worth taking then now the position? If you do it on spot, yes, definitely, because there's like 200% upside against a 10% drawdown that you have to bank short term before we continue to go back up, because also on the weekly we are looking kind of bullish, you know. So here MACD, okay, MACD is now bearish because of that drop this week, but stochastic is oversold. The RSI is about to get oversold with this week's candle close. So next week and the weeks after that should be a really, really good week across the market. And guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.